Greetings and salutations, my fellow Entropians. All right. So, what we have here is, I guess we're going to be doing like a new series where I'm just going to voice over some stuff that I've already done. We're going into Easter Mayhem 2025 right now. But it has come to my attention that when all the other content creators was doing something with MindArk for their interview, I never did it, and we're gonna remedy that right now. So they asked a few questions of the content creators, and I guess they put it all on the official MindArk website and stuff like that. And one of the questions they asked, well, the first question asked is, how long have you played, and what is your main activity in Entropia? And I started playing in 2009. Okay, listen. So I was like really big onto the auction house of World of Warcraft, and I was like, wow, I'm doing really well. So I was making like tons of money on the auction house, and tons of gold and whatever. I'm like, man, if I could just recreate this into real life, man, I'd probably do very, very fairly well. And then I found, while I was looking for economics-based games, I found EVE Online. I'm like, yo, let me try this. And that market was totally crazy. And then as I progressed through that, I'm like, man, is there like a real cash economy or something like that? And then I found Second Life and Entropia. I started on Second Life first. I didn't like it. Then I found Entropia Universe, and I'm like, I saw it right away, like the opportunity that Entropia Universe actually has, with its basics, hunting, mining, and crafting. And when you're on a small budget, which whenever I was first starting out in Entropia Universe, I didn't have the budget that I have nowadays, but I still put in a little bit of money, and I learned a little bit on how to trade and stuff like that right away. And I had a lot of back then there was no mentors, because I guess the feature was broken, so I didn't manage to get a mentor or anything. And but I did have a few people that would help me out and buy my stuff and keep me hunting a little while longer. But I never really got the whole trading thing down pat, even though, I mean, it's easy, buy low, sell high. But I was more involved in actually playing the game and learning about how monsters work, how loot works, and still don't know how loot works to this day. But this was back during loot 1.0, so it was kind of crazy back then. But I had a lot of fun with it back then. And then unfortunately, my other computer took a poo-poo, and I didn't have enough money to buy a new computer for a while. And then I came back in 2017 whenever I had a little bit more money, and I was already started doing YouTube. And once I got my new computer, man, my YouTube really took off. The first thing I played though was EVE Online, and I managed to get that one video where I get blown up, and that was my first viral video ever on YouTube. And then I'm like, wait a minute, I'm forgetting something very important. It's Entropia Universe, and now I have money. And that realization just hit me really hard. I'm like, and I'm a content creator. Let's go. So that's what I did. I came back into Entropia Universe. I managed to get them to give me back my account, because it was closed, it was locked because of a long time inactivity. But they still had it, and they still had my character, and I was like so happy. And I pretty much, from that point on, you have seen my adventures here, so that's pretty cool. So how long have I played? Let's say I went hardcore when I came back in 2017. So there you have it. And my main activity is I like to do a little bit of everything, a little bit less on the mining front though. So hells yeah, there's that first question pretty much answered. All right. So now the second question that they asked everybody was, what does Entropia mean to you? To put it bluntly, Entropia is opportunity. It is definitely opportunity. It's also fun. It's very chill. But what it really boils down to is the opportunity factor. Like, if you are coming into Entropia Universe to make money, you can. You have to work though. I know some people are like, well, I don't want to have to work in a video game to make money. It's like a job. Well, I mean, yeah, if you come into it and you treat it like a job, it might not be as fun. But, I mean, you can definitely, if your idea of fun is actually the accumulation of wealth, then yeah, you could probably do it. Like, there's many different ways. You could do it for free to play too. You definitely can. Just start off by getting that sweat, getting the fruit and all that stuff, going to an oil rig and picking up oil, and then trying to sell that for a decent markup or whatever, any of it, you know, getting the sweat. You could do it, and then you have a little bit of money. And then what are you going to do with that? Probably reinvest it, you know. A lot of people like to hunt, like to mine, like to craft or whatever. It takes a little bit to get into the crafting. You need a bigger bankroll, but still, I mean, skills are skills, man. Skills. So skills are actually valuable. Remember that. Skills are always valuable, but the opportunity to make money is there. You just gotta really control your cost and all this other stuff. And I would say trading. Trading provides the most opportunity, and that's what Entropia means to me. It's pure opportunity, and that's one of the big reasons I like it. Although, like, as a content creator, I have an extra outlet to actually make a little bit of extra on the side, thanks to you guys watching the videos and stuff like that. Like, you know, I'm like really excited that I have that little bit of extra. Like, we're talking like maybe like 10 PED maybe in a video over time. You know, I don't make too much, but it is what it is. But it is definitely a game of opportunity, and you really got to flesh out all the things that you want and have a plan to get there. And I think that that's really important. So yeah, but trading, and that's where you're gonna get most of your opportunities. But Entropia is also very chill. I enjoy the chill aspect and nature of it. Like, this Mayhem though it has zero chill because it's highly competitive, and I'm like, I'm not the biggest fan of this Mayhem style, but that's just me. I'm used to the chill annihilation, where I can just like sit back and just pew pew pew. As with this, what we're doing right now, it's absolutely crazy. By the way, did you know this is a voiceover? I'm just gonna throw that out there. But Entropia, I love Entropia. It is my forever game, and I have a lot of money invested, you know, and that opportunity. I have a lot invested in Deeds and Shares, as you guys know from the weekly show. I think that this game provides good opportunity, and that is about what it means to me. It's just pure opportunity. So make it what you want, I guess. Alright, so the next question on the list is, what skills should I focus on as a new player? Alright, this is really just a loaded question that they gave everybody. What skills should you focus on? I mean, to be completely honest, like, it depends on what you want to do. Do you want to mine? Then you should probably focus on mining and mining related skills. If you want to hunt, just go out there with a gun and go pew pew pew. To be completely honest, if you want a good, well-rounded character, you know, you should probably work on like your defensive skills, such as like dodge and evade, and anything that will give you hit points. There's like a whole list of skills, probably on the wiki or the Entropia Nexus, that you're gonna have to take a look at. And your codex is very important. So yeah, you should probably double dip into the hunting side of things just to get some good skills. But unless you're like going the miner route, and then I guess you're just gonna run around mining. But you know, it's always good to have like backup hunting skills and a good amount of hit points just in case you're mining close to other mobs or something like that. So I would say focus in on the hunting and the mining skills. But I guess with the space mining now, you can definitely go up into space and get some mining skills that way too. But I really think your skills when you're focusing in as a new player, most popular that I will give you the most advice on is going to be looter skills, most definitely. Looter skills are very important for your hunting. And then once you get to like level 60, you get scientist unlocked. So that's pretty important if you ask me. But hit points, dodge and evade, and looter skills. It should be your main priority. And if you're just starting out and you manage to pick up a mentor, you know, your anatomy, geology, and engineering skills are what you have to get to graduate. And anatomy is actually a looter skill, so I would go heavy into anatomy at first to get you out of the whole discipleship, and that's usually one of the first things that they'll let you pick on a codex. So grind your codex, get your analysis, or not your analysis, but your anatomy skill. Get out of the whole discipleship. Make sure you get your starting armor, and then just chill with that starting armor for a while, honestly. But skills, they're really important, and you got to also remember when it comes down to skills, when you're actually playing the game, you're buying into your skills. So your best bet is to try to always use like some sort of skill pill, skill juice. You know, if you're going to be hunting for an hour straight, use an hour-long skill pill. Get as many skills as you possibly can, because those are actually worth money. They might not be as worth as much as you put in, but if you're like always at 0% skill and you're hunting and you're losing a lot and you're not getting a lot of skill because you're not like upgrading your skills, your skill increase bonus or whatever, and you're really wasting a lot. So I would focus in on getting as many skills as you can by using skill pills. Most definitely. I think that's pretty solid advice, because then your losses, you know, I mean, when you first start out, you're gonna get a ton of losses, and you're gonna not feel good about that. But everyone forgets that, you know, it costs money to skill up, and usually that's where a lot of your money goes. So keep that in mind. It's not pretty, but it is worth something. So make sure you're getting the best out of it. And that's what I got to say about that. Focus on your skills. It's important. All right. Well, the next question on the list is, how much should I spend in a month? That's kind of an interesting question. Listen, if you're like just starting out, like, dude, I would recommend like getting the starter pack refill or another platinum pack, because you get like 50 skill pills out of it, 50% skill pills, and you can like take whatever's in the starter pack, compare it to the gear that you already have, because you should have gotten a starter pack when you started out, but you compare it with the gear that you actually already have, see which one's better, get rid of the ones that's not as good, and keep the rest, like the Barbella. It's like compare the tier rates and stuff like that, and just nanocube the rest. But those skill pills are important, like from the starter pack refill, or, you know, so I would say get enough skill pills to last you the month. But see, on the other side of the coin, like, really and truthfully, like, you really, when you're first starting out, you really don't need too much. But But if you want to get a good stockpile of stuff, you should always have enough universal ammo on hand. And then with the stuff that you get, all your loot, you can sell it, usually on the auction house or a person-to-person trade. You know, I would really just focus on just buying universal ammo. Maybe opening some strong boxes. You know, Easter boxes are probably my favorite boxes to open. That's why probably grinding into the mayhem, even if I don't like it, is probably going to be a good thing. Easter boxes are great, and it's the Easter eggs you want to get from those. But sometimes maybe you might get a ring. I don't know. I've never really got anything good, but whatever. But what you should be spending, you're mainly, listen, this is a game. It's meant to be fun. So if you're gonna play, I mean, you might as well invest in the skills of your character, and maybe even into the deeds and shares. But invest in your skills, and whenever you get raw liquid PED, you can basically use that as your repair budget and stuff like that, and maybe buy some deeds and shares. But what it really boils down to is you really have to come up with your own budget. I mean, what can you afford to play around with? Like, what can you afford to lose, you know, for the sake of your own entertainment? Don't go into Entropia thinking that you're just going to win big, because it's usually not how it works. What you really got to take the mindset into being is, you're here to play a game, to have fun, and be a part of the community, and you're here to, you know, see if you can make yourself, make yourself into something that people respect, I guess, and use whatever means necessary to provide yourself some opportunity. So yeah, it just. Make your own budgets, and don't go too crazy. Like, if you really want to buy some really high-end gear, wait until you know what you're actually getting into before you do. Make sure you're a high enough level to really appreciate the higher level gear, and just be careful. You know, I actually managed to turn my credit score pretty good playing Entropia Universe. And I get like at least $100 a month for my deeds and shares. So I don't know. I mean, I'm probably to the point where I can probably play for free with a few breaks. I don't know. But everybody's different. But you should always just don't go too crazy, and just ease your way into spending money in the game, and have fun with it. That's the primary. Just have fun with it. I think that's important. All right. And the next question that they ask is, getting a mentor important? Well, I guess when you're starting out, yeah, actually, getting a decent one is probably the most important. But what it all boils down to is that armor that you get. There's like 4 different sets depending on where you graduate, which planet you graduate on. Will give you the armor, and if you get a good mentor, they'll help you out. I know that there are mentors out there that really do help out, so I think it would be advantageous for you to find a decent mentor. And if you find a mentor that just is never on when you're on, you might want to get a new one. There are ways to ditch them, but if you find a good one, then you're lucky. And make sure you kind of do. I don't know what you should do to find a good one. I don't know. Probably look. I don't know. I don't know. I just know I mentor every once in a while. I got like quite a few graduated disciples, but a lot of people they don't understand the game, and they usually quit before they even graduate. And that happens. That happens a lot. Don't be that guy. Like, at least graduate. It's important. And if you don't have a good mentor, you're probably not going to graduate. Find a good one and learn the game. That's very important. Find one that will like teach you what's going on, like markups and all this other stuff. Or you can just watch videos and learn yourself. But you still want to get that mentor so you get that gear. I think that's important. Now here's a little something. I don't think I'm going to be able to complete all the questions in this questionnaire in time for the end of this video. Yeah, that's right. So I guess we're gonna continue in on the next one. So I hope you don't mind. But when it comes down to it, we're gonna go ahead and cover the next question. What new player content would you recommend? That's a really tough question for me because I am no longer a new-ish player. So I have troubles with this, but I guess kill punies. I don't know. You gotta kill what you can afford to kill. Slow and steady, low level things like maybe the bristle hogs on New Treasure Island, the baby Kerberoses, the baby cornicatas or whatever, cornicatas. Anything that's low level, like the Dakabos out by Camp Icarus. But I've heard that Rocktropia has some good places. Next Island's pretty good sometimes with the low level stuff. Toulon, I think, has good low level stuff. But that requires a little bit of flying around the solar system, which I would recommend you actually get a quad wing. Especially if you're going to do some space mining or something. I wouldn't use a Sleipnir, but that's just me. I'd use a Sleipnir for space mining though. I think that's okay. But for general travel, you should probably use a quad wing, or find someone that gives free warps or paid warps or whatever, VIP warps. I don't know. But I guess we're opening boxes now, so I guess that's about the end. We're ending it. So I guess new player content that I'd recommend, I guess I'll cover that a little bit more in the next video, I guess. But I'm pretty sure Scotty's C93 has some pretty good content. Survival Adventures, he's been making some content and he's pretty new. So look around to the homies. I'm pretty sure that they will definitely help you out. But yeah, like, share, and subscribe. Make some comments down below. Very important that you make some comments down below because I might be reading them in the next video, or in future videos. So keep that in mind. And I guess that is about it, skis, I guess. So I hope that you've enjoyed this little video, and I plan on making a few more. So yay, more content for Entropia Universe. Have fun, everybody. Good luck out there. Do the things. Find your opportunity. You can do it. All right, I'm outie, like belly buttons and stuff. Till next time. Bye.